Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV with your college basketball top 25 video for this Saturday, February the 25th. Three huge head-to-head top 25 matchups for both Saturday afternoon and nighttime action. So whether you're joining us early or late, plenty of time to get some great advice here on the big Saturday college basketball card. Speaking of big Saturday basketball card, I've got some powerful best bets for my clients this Saturday at WagerTalk.com. Number one ranked in 2023 in the NBA. College basketball has been top two or three all season as well. It's a great time to be playing college and pro hoops. NBA was on the All-Star break last weekend. We still had a big Saturday, and we're going to have a big one this Saturday as well, and the NBA's back on top of it. I know many of you try to decide, do you want NBA, do you want college hoops, do you want both? Well, I've got a promo code that you can use for either or both. It's a fantastic offer because I want everyone to get involved now. I know a lot of you will come back in March Madness a couple weeks from now, but why wait? Make some money, build the bankroll here in the final days of February, and get a 7-day all-access college or a 7-day all-access NBA for just $39. But you got to have promo code DUNK39, DUNK39, DUNK39. Gets you 7 days of my number one ranked NBA for $39, or you can use it for my 7-day college basketball package, and you can mix and match. You can use it for both. You don't have to decide. Get them each for $39. You get a full week, 7 days for just $78. So once again, Dunk 39 gets you 7 days of college and or pro hoops, your choice, and you can use it for both. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Just go to the drop-down menu where it says basketball, select the 7-day, and then enter Dunk 39 at checkout for 7 days NBA or college for just $39. Powerful lineup this weekend in both college and pro basketball. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. By the way, I do put free plays up each and every day, entering Friday on a 17-5 run on those free plays, and those are bonus selections, games that just missed the cut from being official best bets. Been ranked number one for 2023 in basketball, and the free plays have gone an additional 17-5 over the past month. So even if you're building your bankroll, check out those free plays on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut code WT.buzz/SM, WT.buzz/SM. All right, let's get to some action here for the top 25 on this Saturday, February the 25th. Now, I'm doing this video on Friday evening. The lines literally 15 minutes ago just popped at two of the prominent offshore books, so we're looking at the initial numbers here. We will see where they move on Friday night into Saturday morning before tip-off, but we're going to start with the one daytime game at 2 o'clock Eastern on Saturday afternoon. This is the only game between two top 10 teams this weekend, and it's a good one at 2 o'clock Eastern on ESPN, and that's number 8 Texas at number 9 Baylor. And this time of year, of course, we talk about revenge. Now, in general, revenge is a very overrated handicapping factor because almost every team playing this weekend has revenge. They've probably played once already in conference play, but where we want to look for revenge is with good teams. We're doing a top 25 video, so all the games here have good teams. We also like strong home courts, and we like to maybe look for a misleading box score in the first meeting in which a team, had they shot their norms from, let's say, three-point or free throw line, would have been in play or won the game. Well, we got a few of those things working for us here in this game because, first of all, Baylor does have revenge. They lost 76-71 back on January 30th, a month ago. That game was a 2-point game at the half. Texas was up 38-36, ended up winning 76-71. So Baylor, strong home court with revenge here. Baylor on the season, 13-2 straight up at home. Also, Baylor coming off back-to-back losses, which is an angle I like to use because this is a team that's still top 10, 20-8 on the season, but they're off back-to-back losses with revenge, strong home court. This should ensure a very focused effort from Baylor in this game. And by the way, the two losses were quality losses. At Kansas is a 5-point dog, and at Kansas State is a light 2-point favorite. So they weren't bad teams. They lost two. Looks like a good bounce back spot. So let's look at the box score. Do we see a misleading result? I think you could somewhat say it was a little bit out of the ordinary because Baylor only lost by 5. But had I told you they'd be outshot 47-37% from the field, 36-31 from three-point range, you would have thought they would have lost by more. The reason they hung close is because they were 13 from 16 from the free throw line. But I think the three-point shooting will be better at home. I think the two-point shooting will be better at home as well. So we get back-to-back losses, strong home court with revenge from a bad shooting effort on the road. Looks like a good spot for Baylor to bounce back on Saturday afternoon at 2 Eastern. Now, looking at the initial lines in this game, and once again, these will move around. I'm doing this on Friday night. But Baylor offshore opened around 2 at one spot. They opened 3 at the other. It looks like it's settling around Baylor -3. So it's a pretty fair price with the Baylor Bears on Saturday afternoon. Next two games, the other two top 25 head-to-head matchups for this Saturday, February the 25th, are both on the nighttime card, and we have a big one in the Big Ten. I think the Big 12 and the Big Ten are by far the two best conferences, so not a coincidence we're talking about those two conferences here on Saturday. Big Ten action, number 17, Indiana at number 5, Purdue at 7:30 Eastern on Fox National TV. Keep in mind, Indiana won this game earlier this season when Purdue was the number 1 team ranked in the nation earlier this month, actually, on February 4th. Indiana at home went off as a slight favorite, so it wasn't a huge upset. In fact, I shouldn't say upset. They upset them from an AP ranking perspective. We all know the point spread is much more accurate. And it's ironic because Indiana fans stormed the court. And a lot of ways to look at this. And by the way, in the chat below, let me know your thoughts. Do you think some colleges like UNC, Kansas, Duke, Indiana, should they ever storm the court? Aren't they the pedigree of college basketball over the past half century? So I thought it was interesting that Indiana stormed the court after beating Purdue, who's always been kind of the little stepchild in that state rivalry. Even though Purdue was number 1, Indiana was a slight point spread favorite, 1.5 point favorite. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Should teams storm the court when they win as a point spread favorite? Obviously, the Indiana fans and student section, we're looking at the rankings. Purdue's been an up and down team this year, but they're a very good team still. In fact, if you look at the KenPoms this week, going into Friday at least, Purdue is 4th right now in the KenPom ranking, 7th offense, 19th defense. They're really good on both ends of the court. Indiana's only 25th in the KenPoms, 25th offense, 43rd on defense. Indiana's defense has actually been the weakest part of that lineup this year, and they do play above average tempo, whereas Purdue plays very slow, 325th pace out of 363 teams. And that, of course, once again, is because Purdue's got a lot of size down low, and that's why it was a little bit surprising that Indiana shot so well in the meeting earlier this month. Indiana shot 52.5% from the field, 30 for 57, and they only made 4 3-pointers. That means they made 26 2-point shots on 47 attempts down low against a good, big interior Purdue lineup. I don't think that continues here in this game, especially on the road. Indiana was 40% from 3, but they only took 10 3-pointers, and that's actually the norm for Indiana. On the season, they're an excellent 3-point shooting team, by the way, 38%, but they only average 16 threes a game against teams that allow 21 on average. Purdue, an excellent 3-point defense, gives up just 30% overall this season. So once again, Indiana not as likely to hit 40% of their threes, especially on the road. Also, Indiana was 15 for 18 from the free throw line. Purdue was only 10 for 17, below 60%. Purdue on the season, 76% free throw shooters. They were 58.8 earlier this month. So once again, just like the Baylor-Texas game, we have revenge with a strong home court. Purdue is 13-1 at home this year. And a little bit of a misleading box score. Purdue only lost by 5 despite shooting just 58.5% from the free throw line, getting outshot 40 to 33 from the threes, and only lost by 5. So looks like a good bounce back spot for the Purdue Boilermakers at home with revenge. Now, of course, winning and covering will be two different things here because unlike the Baylor game, which is around -3, the initial line I'm seeing on this game is Purdue -7.5. So they are going to have to win by margin. If they're able to slow Indiana down, I think they can frustrate the Hoosiers. Hoosiers do not take a lot of threes. They have to score in transition. Purdue should be able to slow this down better at home than they did on the road in the initial meeting. And by the way, Purdue was down by 15 in that game on February 4th. Another reason they had to play faster in the second half, something they might not have to do as much here at home in the rematch. All right, one more big game for Saturday night. It's on the late card at 10 Eastern. We're going to get to that in just a moment. Quick reminder, number 1 in the NBA this year. Don't miss my NBA. I know we're talking college hoops, but pro basketball is such a fantastic moneymaker. I'm very selective, 1 to 2 NBA plays a day at most, quality over quantity, but it's been working as I'm the number 1 ranked capper in units won at WagerTalk in 2023 this year. And you can get 7 days of the NBA for just $39 right now with promo code DUNK39, DUNK39. Just select the 7-day NBA package and at checkout, put in DUNK39 for that instant discount. You can also get it with college basketball. I know you all are watching this video because you want some college basketball winners, and now's a good time because Saturday is always my deepest and strongest card. 4-1, 80% Saturday the other week. We're going to do it again this Saturday with a huge lineup. Get my strongest college basketball best bets, and you can do a 7-day package there as well for just $39 with that same promo code. You don't have to decide. You can use it for the NBA and then log right back in and get it for college as well. 7 days for just $39. DUNK39. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Don't forget about the bonus free plays. Entered Friday on a 17-5 run on free plays the past month. Those are additional selections. They're not part of the best best package, and they've gone 17-5. Obviously, I've been seeing it very well in the NBA and college hoops in 2023. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. All right, let's look at the third and final head-to-head top 25 matchup for this Saturday, February the 25th. It's a late game at 10 o'clock Eastern, but it's going to be a good one in the West Coast Conference. And that's number 15 St. Mary's against number 12 Gonzaga at 10 Eastern on ESPN Saturday night. Talked about this one in the video here. I do this top 25 video every week going into Saturday. We talked about this game a few weeks ago for that February 4th matchup in which these two teams faced each other at St. Mary's. St. Mary's was around about a 3-point favorite. They won and covered by 8. I actually had a best bet for my clients on St. Mary's in that game. Always love a slow-down home court team like St. Mary's against a fast-paced Gonzaga team. Now, here again, a third straight game. All 3 games in this video, we talk about strong home courts with meaningful revenge, and that obviously is Gonzaga in this one, as they lost that game by 8 earlier in the month, and they are 12-1 straight up at home this year, 24-5 overall. The problem, though, is that Gonzaga likes to play fast. Gonzaga, you could say, needs to play fast. 40th fastest team in the country, and St. Mary's 359th in tempo out of 363. They're the 5th slowest team in the nation this year. That usually gives Gonzaga problems. It did in the first meeting, although surprisingly, first meeting had some points, 78-70, went well over the 137 total. And now, once again, looking at the initial opening lines for on Friday night as we go into the weekend, and obviously this is a late game Saturday, so the numbers will change even more. But we are seeing Gonzaga as about a 5-point favorite right now, total around 141.5. So we'll see if it's as high scoring. Gonzaga will be looking to push the pace. And although on the surface it looks like a good bounce-back revenge spot for Gonzaga, the pace does concern me because normally St. Mary's is my preferred side in this head-to-head meeting, including that earlier meeting on February 4th. As far as the box score in that one, Gonzaga actually outshot St. Mary's 49-46%, and St. Mary's made just 6 for 24 from three-point range and still won the game. So here again, unlike the first 2 games we've talked about in this video, I don't think the metrics are as favorable for Gonzaga here at home in the revenge bounce back because, first of all, the pace factor favors the dog, and St. Mary's won that game at home and covered by 8, won by 8 and covered despite going just 6 for 24 from three-point range. They probably actually shoot better on the road in this game. They were 16 for 21 from the free throw line. Gonzaga was 16 for 23. Where St. Mary's did their damage, surprisingly, was down low as they made 22 two-point shots. Gonzaga made 21, and that was the difference. They got an extra basket down low, and they did make 2 more three-point baskets, but they were just 6 for 24. Gonzaga only took 11 attempts. St. Mary's took 13 more 3 attempts, had only 8 turnovers, and that's why they were able to win that game. That's a matchup that might very well continue on the road Saturday night, so something to keep an eye on. And by the way, as I mentioned, Gonzaga does have a home loss, and that was back on January 19th. If you recall, they lost by 1, a narrow 1-point loss to Loyola Marymount as a 16-point home favorite. Gonzaga is definitely not a dominant team this year, and it's interesting, the AP rankings. Once again, I say I don't put a lot of credence into these rankings. I use them for this video series, but St. Mary's is 15th in the rankings. Gonzaga is 12th in the AP poll this week. But let's look at the KenPom rankings, which are definitely a stronger set of rankings. St. Mary's is 8th overall. Gonzaga is only 13th. St. Mary's has the 6th best defense in the country efficiency-wise. Gonzaga is only 86th. Now, Gonzaga is the number 1 offensive team this year, efficiency-wise. St. Mary's is only 40th. But Gonzaga, once again, 86th on defense. That's where they've been a lot weaker this year. They've never always been the best defensive team. They're usually top 10, top 15. Much weaker this year, and that is why that first game went over the total as well. So something to keep an eye on in this rematch on Saturday night. All right, those are the 3 biggest games by far, the 3 head-to-head top 25 matchups for this Saturday in college hoops, Saturday, February the 25th. Hope you found this video useful. If you did, do me a few favors. Give it a thumbs up, a like. Make sure you've hit subscribe here for WagerTalk TV, and hit the bell for instant alerts when these videos go live. I did a Wednesday college basketball top 25 this week, and also we do these Saturday videos. And don't forget about the newest show for the weekend on WagerTalk TV, Last Call, hosted by Megan Payton and company. 3 to 4 cappers every weekend on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. We go over some quick hitters on 2 or 3 games for the day. I'll be on this Saturday morning, so check here on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern for that show. And if you missed it, don't worry. Every show is archived 24/7 right here on WagerTalk TV. And you can also download the WagerTalk TV app for your favorite mobile device and watch us on the go all day and night. Also, leave me some comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this Saturday college basketball lineup. Where do you see some value? Hey, throw in some of those small college plays. We love the small colleges. Money is just as green when it cashes on those games as it is when it cashes on these top 25 games. Let me know some play-on-play against teams. What are your thoughts on that number 6 UVA game at North Carolina? Unranked North Carolina, who once again won but failed to cover this week against Notre Dame. UNC barely getting into the tournament. Do they deserve to get in the tournament? Does Kentucky get in? Let me know your thoughts on March Madness. It starts this week. and we'll be ready to cash in big at WagerTalk.com. Don't forget Dunk39, DUNK39, Dunk39 gets you 7 days of the NBA, gets you 7 days of college hoops for just $39. Go to my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. The basketball drop-down menu when you select a 7-day college or a 7-day pro basketball package. When you enter Dunk39 at checkout, you get an instant discount and get 7 days and nights for just $39. You can use it for both college and pro basketball, so you don't have to decide. You can save and win big with both college and pro hoops. Number one in the NBA in 2023, but number one or two basically all year long as well in college and pro basketball sides combined. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. Follow me on Twitter as well, at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, Merril, at Steve Merril on Twitter. And don't forget, check out free plays every day on my page on a 17-5 free play run. And those are bonus plays I post for free for everyone on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Thanks for watching. Check in soon each and every day here on WagerTalk TV. Enjoy the games. Best of luck this weekend. I'll talk to you again soon.